The curious and slow world of snails. Snails, the tiny, gliding creatures with spiral shells on their backs, might be some of the most underrated members of the animal kingdom. Even though they move slowly, there is an elegance to their pace, a poetic calm that stands out beautifully against the world's fast-paced chaos. Over the course of more than 500 million years, these gastropods have quietly moved across the planet, evolving, adjusting, and leaving silvery tracks as subtle reminders of their journey. In America, snails often get overlooked, seen more as garden pests or oddities of nature. But once you begin to understand their anatomy, behavior, ecological importance, and unique life cycles, it's hard not to admire them. These animals are a lot more complicated than they appear to be, whether you see the land snail crawling across a wet sidewalk or the sea snail clinging to a rock on the Pacific coast. Let's begin by discussing their structure. A snail's body is mostly soft tissue, but its hard, coiled shell, which is mostly calcium carbonate, protects it. This shell isn't just for show. It serves as a mobile home, a place for the snail to retreat into when faced with danger or extreme environmental conditions. The spiral shape isn't just aesthetically pleasing either, it's incredibly efficient, allowing the snail to carry its home without too much drag. The most fascinating part of a snail's body, though, might be its foot. That single, muscular foot is responsible for all of the snail's movement. It contracts in a wave-like motion, pushing the snail forward ever so slowly. Along the way, the foot secretes a slimy mucus that reduces friction and helps the snail glide over surfaces that would otherwise be hazardous or painful. This slime trail, often shimmering in the sun, is one of a snail's most distinctive traits. And while it might look gross to some, it's a masterstroke of evolutionary engineering. Snails also have tentacles, typically 2 pairs. Their eyes are contained at the tips by the longer upper pair, limiting their vision. The lower pair is used for feeling and smelling their surroundings. It's this lower pair that helps them detect food, potential mates, and danger. Chemoreceptors play a significant role in the ability of snails to comprehend their environment, making them more sensory than we realize. The species of their diet varies. The majority of land snails are herbivores, consuming fruit, leaves, stems, and occasionally flowers. The radula, a type of tongue lined with thousands of tiny tooth-like structures that scrape or cut food, is a specialized organ found in their mouths. Think of it like a microscopic cheese grater. It's effective and efficient, letting the snail consume a surprising variety of plant matter. Some freshwater and marine snails, however, are carnivorous, feeding on algae, plankton, or even other small invertebrates. Snails reproduce in ways that are equally unique. Many land snails are hermaphrodites, meaning they possess both male and female reproductive organs. When 2 snails mate, they often exchange sperm with one another, and both can go on to lay eggs. Their mating rituals can be surprisingly complex, some even shoot tiny love darts made of calcium into their partners before copulation. These darts may sound violent, but they are thought to increase reproductive success by influencing hormone levels in the receiving partner. Typically, the eggs are laid in soil, beneath leaves, or in other protected locations. After a couple of weeks, tiny baby snails emerge, already equipped with tiny versions of the adult shell. From there, it's a slow climb to adulthood, marked by growth spurts that cause the shell to expand in ever-widening spirals. Despite their reputation as slowpokes, snails are survivors. They have established themselves in a diverse range of environments, including mountain slopes and deep-sea hydrothermal vents as well as humid forests and deserts. Their adaptability is remarkable. Some can go into a state of dormancy called estivation during dry spells, sealing themselves off inside their shells with a layer of mucus and waiting for moisture to return. Others, especially aquatic species, can filter oxygen from water and survive in challenging underwater conditions. In the human world, snails play many roles, some of them beneficial, others less so. In agriculture, land snails can be pests, especially when they start chewing through crops. Gardeners are familiar with the annoyance of discovering newly sprouted lettuce destroyed overnight by a few hungry gastropods. However, not all snails pose a threat. Some are natural decomposers, helping to break down plant matter and return nutrients to the soil. There is also the culinary aspect. In France and other parts of Europe, snails are considered a delicacy, escargot being the most famous dish. These snails are usually specially farmed, fed a clean diet, and prepared with garlic, butter, and herbs. While this might seem odd to some Americans, escargot is slowly gaining popularity in the US too, thanks to adventurous chefs and curious foodies. In the medical field, snails are beginning to attract attention for other reasons. The mucus secreted by some snail species contains compounds that show promise in skincare and wound healing. Even more fascinating is the cone snail, a marine variety with a venomous sting. While its venom can be fatal, it's also a source of powerful neurotoxins that researchers are exploring for use in pain management and other medical applications. Culturally, snails occupy a strange space. They're often symbols of slowness, patience, or stubbornness. They can be found in metaphors, children's books, and cartoons. In some cultures, they're seen as omens of weather, especially in rural areas, where their sudden appearance can signal rain or changes in season. But beyond all the science and symbolism, snails invite us to slow down, to look closer, to consider that even the smallest, quietest creatures have stories worth telling. Watching a snail is like watching time take a breath. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey, the slow, steady progress, the resilience, the soft strength. And maybe, in a world that rewards speed and noise, the snail offers us a much-needed reminder that there's wisdom in taking your time. That growth doesn't have to be fast to be meaningful. That life, like the trail a snail leaves behind, is not just about where you're going, but what you leave behind. Now I explain. The incredible life of the snail, slime, shells, and secrets. A snail probably doesn't come to mind when you think of powerful animals. However, underestimating this slow-moving marvel will prevent you from seeing one of nature's most intriguing creatures. The snail is much more than just a backyard crawler because of its slime-trailing movements and ability to thrive in desert sands and ocean floors. It's a quiet survivor, an ancient traveler, and a biological wonder wrapped in a coiled shell. Slugs and snails are both members of the class Gastropoda, which includes snails and slugs. Snails have been around for more than 500 million years. That is correct, snails date back further than dinosaurs. Although their spiral shells, gliding motion, and antenna-like tentacles may appear straightforward, a resilient creature lies beneath their supple and squishy exterior. There are over 60,000 species of snails, and they live nearly everywhere, on land, in freshwater, and in the oceans. Snails' remarkable adaptability is evidence that slow and steady wins the evolutionary race.